So, Becky and James, welcome to Series 3 of the Petcast. It's lovely to have you both. I must say, first of all, I've just got to say to the listeners, if you haven't read James's book or seen the film, you must. You'll absolutely love it. And I did. I cried a lot. It was just simply amazing. So thank you, James. And you're a daddy. You've got lots of cats and you're the proud owner of a new puppy, right?
I am indeed, yes. With the help of the Blue Cross, we've rehomed a 3.5 months old when we got him, little Shih Tzu, and his name was Bear, but he's now called Chewbacca because he just looks like a chibi. And yeah, he's an absolute bundle of love. You know, he's every morning when I come down to feed him breakfast, it's like he hasn't seen us for 10 years. Come here, boy. There he is.
Oh, that's so lovely. So you get such a lovely warm greeting. Oh, there he is. He's absolutely beautiful. And you sadly lost your beloved and very famous cat last year, Bob.
Yeah, he left a great big hole, not only in my life, but apparently in a lot of people's lives around the world. And I did. Oh, so my page has been hacked. Fantastic. So I am now over to my other page where that people will actually know that I'm streaming. That's another story. But here we go again. Back to square one. And what I can do though is I can do this. Oh dear, dear.
Hello, welcome to the Petcast, brought to you by leading pet charity Blue Cross. I'm Emma Barton with my gorgeous poppy dog, who I'm cuddling into very tightly, because getting a new pet is an exciting time for anyone. But what happens when it goes wrong?
They were going to do a live viewing. On the day before, they sent a photograph and they said, last puppy reduced by £200, but you've got to pay a £250 deposit immediately. And then as soon as I did that bank transfer, the WhatsApp just stopped working the following day.
That's James Bowen, author of the book turned movie A Street Cat Named Bob. He had his money stolen by scammers while trying to buy a puppy online. There's been an overwhelming demand for pets since the pandemic started, and that has led to a rise in both pet scams and thefts. Becky Thwaites from Blue Cross will tell us more and what we can do about it.
Whenever you see a pet has been stolen, people try and come together and put the information out there, and hopefully, you can get your pet back that way.
And this is what we do on the Petcast, have candid conversations around the big issues facing pet lovers like me and you, with some of the UK's leading pet experts who are on hand to give us their best tips, tricks and guidance. So, Becky and James, welcome to Series 3 of the Petcast. It's lovely to have you both. I must say, first of all, I've just got to say to the listeners, if you haven't read James's book or seen the film, you must. You'll absolutely love it. And I did. I cried a lot. It was just simply amazing. So thank you, James. And you're a daddy. You've got lots of cats and you're the proud owner of a new puppy, right?
I am indeed, yes. With the help of the Blue Cross, we've rehomed a 3.5 months old when we got him, little Shih Tzu, and his name was Bear, but he's now called Chewbacca because he just looks like a chewie. And yeah, he's an absolute bundle of love. You know, he's every morning when I come down to feed him breakfast, it's like he hasn't seen us for 10 years. Come here, boy. There he is.
Oh, that's so lovely. So you get such a lovely warm greeting. Oh, there he is. He's absolutely beautiful. And you sadly lost your beloved and very famous cat last year, Bob.
Yeah, he left a great big hole. Not only in my life, but apparently in a lot of people's lives around the world. And I knew he was famous, but I didn't realise how much he was affecting people in his passing.
And had a massive following and just brought so many people joy. Becky, you work on massive campaigns, don't you, for the Blue Cross, like the increase in sentencing for animal cruelty, which is fantastic. What campaigns are you the most proud of?
Oh, that's such a good question. So I guess probably most proud of our campaign on breed-specific legislation, where we ran a campaign and told the story of a dog called Duncan, who sadly had to be put to sleep because of his breed, but we were able to tell his story and push government to kind of make positive changes. So it was something that we're really proud of as an organisation.
Do you have any pets, by the way?
At the moment, sadly not, but I am in the process of adopting a Blue Cross cat, which is super exciting. So yeah, I should have a pet with me soon.
Talking of campaigns, scams and thefts have become a huge issue recently. So why is that, Becky?
I think, unfortunately, with the coronavirus pandemic, it's led to a massive increase in people wanting to get a new pet for their lives. But kind of that goes hand in hand with a massive increase in prices, in demand. And then you've got just more of a criminal element to the trade. So you're seeing things like pet theft, you're seeing things like scams and illegally bred puppies coming into the country. So unfortunately, yeah, there's just a lot of kind of the bad guys out there that are trying to take advantage of people that, you know, just want a lovely new pet for their life.
We'll come back to that a bit later on. James, you've been a victim yourself, haven't you?
Yes.
Scam. What happened to you?
In the run up to Christmas, my fiance and she pretty much told me that we were going to have a puppy come into our home. So she started looking through pet brokerage websites on the internet, and she came across what she thought was a genuine litter of Yorkshire Terriers, and she contacted these breeders. And they guided us away from the website, which was against the rules of the website. They say you should trade through the website. They're there for a reason, you know, because they're an insurance against you getting ripped off. And my fiance and I, she'd started like buying puppy bowls and things like that. And they said on the Friday that was coming up, they were going to do a live viewing. And then on the Thursday, the day before, they sent a photograph and they said, last puppy reduced by £200, but you've got to pay a £250 deposit immediately by bank transfer. And because it was bank transfer, and I was so swept up in her happiness of it, and we'd already started buying puppy toys and beds and things like that, we'd become quite emotionally invested in it. And then as soon as I did that bank transfer, the WhatsApp just stopped working the following day.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you must have been absolutely devastated.
Yeah, it was. I felt like such an idiot, you know, because the sites warn you against doing things like that.
I know, this is it. You feel like this would never happen to me. I would see it a mile off, you know, and then when it does, something like this does, it makes you feel so, sick to your stomach. You just think this is so unfair. I mean, was there anything that you thought in your head that didn't feel right?
Yeah, the fact that they sent a picture and that, you know, why had they decided to sell them all the day before they were going to do the live viewings? It's just, when you think back on it, you think, how was I such a plonker?
Yeah. It's just, you get so excited. There's something so exciting, isn't it, about, you know, you're getting a puppy, you're getting your house ready, you know, and then it just all happens so quickly. Becky, is this, you know, what happened to James quite a typical pet scam?
Yeah, unfortunately, it is happening to more and more people. We know during 2020, over £300,000 were lost to these kind of scams where there's never a puppy in the first place. It's just a way of stealing deposits from people. So yeah, unfortunately, it's a real growing trend at the moment.
What steps can you sort of take and to help spot a scam, because obviously there are so many different ways that they will get you, and you know, you just need to be so vigilant. But you just, like we said earlier, you think you're going to know a scam as soon as it hits you, but I don't know. I think they're so crafty.
And I think there are a few kind of top tips that we would always share at Blue Cross. One of them is obviously trust your instinct. If something doesn't feel quite right, then keep asking questions. If it still doesn't feel quite right, then walk away. I know it's really difficult to do, but we would always encourage you to do that. Things like scammers are using repeat photographs. So if you see the same photograph on loads and loads of adverts, that can be a real telltale sign that,
really?
There's some sort of criminal activity.
Would you agree that even if you started investing a small financial amount in it, still walk away?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so don't part with any money at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's your advice. Okay, that's good. James, what advice would you have for somebody who is looking to buy a pet online?
As Becky said, if you trust your instincts, if something seems too good to be true, then it most definitely is, you know.
Yeah.
There's no way that, especially in this day and age of COVID, that anybody's going to be cutting you a deal. And that's like one thing that I've got to say, you know, why would they be knocking £200 off if they'd already sold all the other puppies?
Becky, let's talk about another alarming trend, which is really, really scary. People stealing pets from their owners. What can you tell us about this? What's the info?
So I think pet theft, again, unfortunately, is something that we've seen going up and up over recent months. There's actually been a 170% rise in pet theft during 2020. Wow. So it's massive. Again, it's similar sort of thing in terms of puppies are being sold for so much money that criminals are seeing it as an opportunity to steal someone's much loved pet and then sell it on to somebody else or breed from it. And that's just why we've seen more and more people deciding, actually, do you know what? I think I can make a quick buck by stealing someone else's dog, which is obviously absolutely horrific for the people that unfortunately lose their pets that way.
Yeah, that was actually one of the questions I was going to ask. Why do they do it? But I guess, you know, really it's as simple as they're just trying to make some money.
Yeah, definitely, unfortunately.
And I've noticed as well, the prices of puppies are extortionate. Is that because of the pandemic? People have thought this is a great way to make money? Because I think that's really shocking and sad.
Yeah, the prices for puppies were already, you know, fairly expensive, but during the pandemic, they've gone absolutely through the roof. And partly that's because when we had the initial lockdown and there was social distancing, some of the good breeders decided to stop breeding. They thought it wasn't a good time to be able to do it safely. But then that meant that criminals could kind of jump in, and some of these kind of dodgy breeders, dodgy dealers, dodgy traders, and they're selling the popular breeds for, you know, upwards of £6,000, £7,000, £8,000. It's huge sums of money, which you can then see why potentially people decide it's a good idea to steal these pets because they can sell them for those prices.
I haven't looked at puppy prices or online for puppies for a long time. When you were looking for your puppy, James, did you notice that about how the difference in prices with some breeds?
It's crazy, you know, like 10 times the price on some of them. I think, you know, like Labradoodles is something like, you know, like $3,000 for a puppy on some places now, and, you know, things like that. It's outrageous. It's just, and I mean, because of this, you know, people are getting so greedy and, you know, like puppy farming. It's a terrible, terrible situation going on.
And talking about Labradoodles and stuff, I suppose they're quite trendy, aren't they? They're quite fashionable. They're lovely dogs. They're lovely looking. They're great with family, you know, families and kids. Are they the breeds that the thieves are targeting, or does it matter? They're just going, oh, there's a dog, got a nice face, I'm going to nick it.
Yeah, so I think it's a bit of both. You definitely have got those opportunistic thieves who will just interested in taking any dog, but we are seeing that those more popular breeds, so things like French bulldogs, the designer crossbreeds that James mentioned, loads of those kind of breeds, they sell for so much money that, yeah, they're being specifically targeted and stolen to order as well, which is obviously really scary.
So really, it's what would, you know, you've got to be vigilant sort of if you think people are loitering around out by your house or in the way where you walk. What other ways would you say to keep your pet safe?
So I guess kind of the number one thing we say is never leave your pet kind of tied up outside a shop. We know it's like sometimes really tempting. You're just nipping in for a drink or something. Just don't.
Even out in the countryside.
Exactly. Yeah, just don't do it because they're sat there, they're a sitting target. So we'd always say that. Same, don't leave them in your cars when you're just nipping in anywhere. Really important to kind of vary your dog walking route. So, you know, don't always take the exact same route. And that's because of the targeting that the criminals are doing. They're watching particular areas, particular parks, and they're noting down what time you're walking, all that kind of thing. So vary your route, try and walk with other people if you can. That's always a really good idea. And then we always say microchip. So having a microchip won't stop your pet being stolen, but it will mean you're more likely to get it back if it is stolen. So make sure you microchip and keep your details up to date.
May I say, what about people whose like pets are very used to a certain route and like get really like stressed out by going on a different like route?
I've got one of them.
Yeah, so that's such a good point, James, actually. I think obviously you have a dog or an animal because you love owning them, you love keeping them happy. So if they particularly like one route, then yeah, stick to that route. We don't want to make them stressed out or upset. But I'd say if you're doing that, then you probably need to be extra vigilant, because if that route is being watched, hopefully it won't be, touch wood it's not, but if it is, then just make sure you're looking around, looking for those strangers, those kind of things.
Why do these... I mean, I can't say the word I want to use, but why do they have to ruin it for everybody else? I mean, my doggy loves to just take her time. She's older now. She loves to sniff, and I like to just let her get on with it. And I remember even last weekend, I was walking around Wimbledon Common, big common. There was lots of people about, but I suddenly started to feel threatened. And then when I got home, I had a little think about it. And I actually removed her dog tag from her collar, which has her name on and my mobile number on it, and my mum's, I think. And I removed it. Is this a good idea? Because I was thinking, with her name on it, if suddenly I did get separated from her, they're going to go, oh, well, I know her name's Poppy, and she'll come to me, won't she, if I call her name?
Yeah, definitely a good idea. We've actually seen more and more cases recently where the thieves are, they're noticing the name of the dog and they're calling the name of the dog. They've got treats in their pockets. They're trying to lure them away from owners. So not including the name on your tag is a really good idea, something that we would encourage people to do. Just include your mobile number. You don't need to include the name of your pet on them.
Even talking about this, it just makes my tummy flip, because I just think I don't know what I would do if someone took Poppy, or I really don't. I mean, talking of which, what does happen? We talk about help and obviously contact the police and stuff, but is there like anywhere you can get some support for if you're bereaved, whether you don't know if your animal is with us still or not with us still?
Yeah, so at Blue Cross we run our pet bereavement support line, and the idea of that is that you can call and speak to one of our trained volunteers, and they'll just kind of help you feel a little bit better. We know how traumatic it is to lose a pet, however you lose a pet. It's a really horrible thing to go through. They're a member of your family, and we've got hundreds of trained volunteers who are ready to take your call and to try and help you as much as they can through what is a really, really difficult time.
Tell you what, when I lost a dog about 16 years ago, and he's still with me, and I still talk about him and I still miss him, but I think probably at that time I would have loved to have spoken to somebody like that, because like you say, they are your life, they're your family.
100%, yeah.
James, you've experienced that yourself. You're gorgeous Bob. It's having someone to talk to and can understand, because some people who don't have animals probably won't get that what they mean to us.
It was like losing a limb. He was everything to me. We'd spent over 15 years together. It's undescribable. The feeling of that loss. It is equivalent to losing a family member. Your pet is your family member.
Yes. So Becky, are our pets being targeted inside people's homes as well? Is that something to be worried about? Please say no.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say yes. So we see sometimes pets are stolen from the garden, sometimes pets are stolen when you're out on a walk, but unfortunately, sometimes people are essentially burgled for their pets. We're also seeing...
especially pedigrees.
Definitely, yeah. And I think the thing is we all love our pets so much, we want to post them on social media all the time talking about, we've been out on this walk, or here's our pet in the window. And we'd always say, don't include any details that identify the location where you are. So your car registration number, your address on your house, because they're scrolling through social media and looking for kind of tips as to where they can steal pets from. So
that's an amazing tip, actually, because I do like to put pictures of Poppy Dog on my Insta pages. Thank you. What can we do? And we don't really want to talk about it, but what happens if someone stole Poppy Dog? What would I have to do? Where do I go to try and get help to get her back?
So first thing, contact the police. So obviously it's a crime, so you need to contact the police, make sure you get a crime number. That's really important. Also contact your microchip company. So the microchip company can actually put a flag on the system that says that pet's been stolen. So then if somebody else takes the pet into a vet or, anywhere where it's going to be scanned, it then flags up that it's stolen and someone will be in touch with you. Also, there are great online forums, places like Dog Lost, for example, where you can put all the details, a recent photograph, and then you're more likely to get them back. Because I think, so many pet lovers across the country, and whenever you see a pet has been stolen, people try and come together and put the information out there, and hopefully you can get your pet back that way.
I completely agree with you. Microchips are always absolutely the number one thing. First thing, when I got obviously because I've got 3 new family members this year in my house, so
slightly busy.
All microchipped as soon as possible.
Are they going to target, they've done their research, are they going to go for more of a female dog than a male?
It depends area by area, but we are aware that they are targeting dogs to breed from them. So female dogs may be slightly more likely. Also, we know that a neutered dog is probably a little bit less likely to be stolen, and we would always recommend neutering anyway. So I think in some cases, yes.
Becky, please tell me there are positive stories out there that you can sort of tell our listeners about people that may have lost their dogs, had their dogs stolen and have been reunited. Please.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's not all a really sad picture. We know people are reunited. Some people are reunited after years with their pet, so that's amazing. Actually, recently, the police force in Suffolk, they came across a whole load of stolen dogs. They had over 30 stolen dogs that they came across, were able to recover, and then they essentially did a little bit of a doggy lineup, put them all out onto local media to try and get people to recognise their pets so that then they could be reunited with their owners. So it's definitely not all doom and gloom, and people are reunited really regularly with their pets.
And I suppose that's also with the help of communities as well. I know we sort of spoke about that earlier, but people, back in the day, we used to put a notice on a tree, didn't we, and say, have you seen our cat, seen our dog? I mean, it's just that's when social media is fantastic and can help.
Yeah, 100%. I think we all spend so much of our lives on social media these days, and actually we see communities really come together. We've got organisations like Dog Lost who really get people to kind of share information about pets that are missing, that they can report any adverts. So if they see an advert and it looks a little bit dodgy, maybe it's a stolen dog, they can report it, and just kind of keeping an eye out for pets that are missing in the local area, making sure you share stuff with your local community.
That's a good one. So basically, even if you're not looking to get a new dog, puppy, and you see a website on your Facebook page, on your Instagram, and go, that looks a bit iffy, report it yourself. Just get out there, report it. So someone like Action Fraud or the police, or share it, or just even share it.
Definitely contact Action Fraud, even if you're seeing not necessarily stolen pets, but the dodgy breeders or ones that look potentially like a scam. Report it to Action Fraud because they can then kind of take the necessary action. So that's really, really important.
So I just want to finish on this. I'm going to do my best Nick Ross impression here from Crime Watch. Listeners, please don't have nightmares, okay? We should say that even though this is a trend, but the scams and the thefts are relatively uncommon, and it's just because of this horrendous COVID-19 pandemic that the pet theft has increased by so much. But please stay safe, look after yourself, look after your fur babies, please. What would be your key tips, guys, for keeping yourself and your pet safe from thieves and scammers?
So I guess key tip, microchip, update details, just be really vigilant and aware when you're out with your dog or your other pets. But I'd say kind of the thing is, don't over worry. We don't want people to not have the joy of having a pet. Part of having a pet is to go out and enjoy being with it and enjoying other people interacting with your pet. So don't over worry about things. But you can also go onto the Blue Cross website. We've got tons of really great advice on there for things that you can do to avoid being a victim of pet theft.
Oh, thank you, Becky. James, what do you reckon?
Well, just as like Becky said, and also, I mean, always try to get a live screening if you can. try not to buy from, if you've got a breeder, check that they're not like, a good breeder, I guess. And don't be afraid to walk away, and don't get emotionally invested until you're sure about it, because it hurts. It really hurts when you're wrong. You feel like such a mug.
My little tip would be as well, probably, unless your dog has got an amazing recall, probably maybe in big sort of commons and things in woods, maybe don't let them off the lead. Is that a good tip, Becky?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I think having good recall with your dog is really important, but if you don't, then don't just let them off the lead, especially not in an area you're not used to. So keep them on a lead, and you can get an extendable lead so they can still have a really good walk.
Yeah, they can. Oh, it's been an absolute joy talking to you both. Thank you so, so much. And I've loved meeting Chewy, and I'm sorry I didn't get to see your other moggies, but they, what a lovely little life they've got with you, James, I tell you. And don't forget to look James up, because he's got a lovely book and film. So you should follow him, and he's just fabulous. And Becky, amazing as always. Thank you so much for joining us today. That's it for this Petcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to share it with a fellow pet lover, and click follow or subscribe to get the latest episode on your phone when it's ready. For more information about everything we've talked about, go to bluecross.org.uk/Petcast. I'm Emma Barton, and the Petcast is a Bengo media production for Blue Cross. Hello, welcome to...
Precious little paw prints you left in my heart, my soul, my life. All the world knows the love you shine so bright on me remains immortal. And now I reflect, I hold no regrets, for everywhere I go, you are there. Like sunshine pierced the rain, the warmth you radiate shows us the way, and brightens our day. Every moment is crystallized in time and here to stay. Forever I pray for you. My dreams all came true when I had you there to put on through. 'Cause it's cold as I knew it got outside. You were there to keep me warm, safe from the storm. And as long as I hold you close inside, what I know, that everything will be alright. As the setting sun descends, marmalade hue reminds me of you. Walking home from the show, 'tis the season, watching family strolling through the snow, bringing gifts home. I sit by the tree, your great legacy is is all I need on Christmas Eve. 'Cause it's cold as I knew it got outside. You were there to keep me warm, safe from the storm. And as long as I hold you close inside, well, I know that everything will be alright. Yes, I know everything will be alright.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night. Okay, one quick thing I'll say is, Li Huang, fuck whoever you are PHUCKED, you won't find out who you are. You think you can hack me? Oh my goodness, yeah, you're hacking me. Great fun for you. Your karma though, your karma. Wipe off 200,000 followers by losing my two biggest accounts. No. Doesn't matter.
And now
Doesn't matter. That's just
I reflect.
People will find me if they need to.
I hope
I don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You're a terrible human being.
for everywhere I go. You are there
Whoever you are though, you're not covering your tracks well enough. We are tracking.
like sunshine pierced the
Yeah.
rain. The warmth you
I mean, everything
radiate
there.
shows us the way. Every
I know you tried to
moment
disguise this message like
crystallized
you're
into
in Malaysia, but
I pray for you.
outside! Get out! Out! Out!
Okay.
Get out! Get him out there. Come on, run outside the gate. Outside the catio, please. Outside the catio. Digging up through the rubbish.
As I knew it got outside, you were there to keep me warm, safe from the storm. And as long as I hold you close inside, well, I know everything will be alright.
Monica, there's stuff here on the staircase.
As the setting sun descends, marmalade hue reminds me of you.
Walking home from the show.
'Tis the season, watching family strolling through the snow.
Bringing gifts.
Right, okay, so
By the
back to the business at hand.
tree,
I have been hacked, my accounts have been deleted. Please share this page right now with as many people as you can. We need to get the word out there.
on Christmas Eve.
Hello, sorry about that, didn't realise everyone was late. Okay. Right. As people can see, Ron is busy drilling away out there. Right, let's just cut the intermission screen. Right, there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna this one here. Okay, hello people. I am on the screen. Okay. Just get the series here. You're on the air, Ron, and you're on camera. Let's say hello to everyone. Let's say hello to everyone.
Hi everybody. I'm just looking for this drill bit.
The dog chew on your drill bit, did
No,
you?
not too over.
There we go. That'll do, that's close enough. Okay. Right, so I'm looking at this camera here. Okay, guys, let's move you around a bit like that so we can see better. Oops. Okay. Alright, why is the screen gone off? Come back on. Oops, where's it? Right. Okay, so just there we go. Right, okay, so right. Hello everybody. So stupid thing. Okay. Oh, it's just not been a good month for me. So let's see what else can go wrong. What else can go wrong for James this month? Right, okay, that should hold. Position. Okay, that's not position. Okay. Righto, okay. Yeah, thank you, Darren. Oh, you don't have to send me money. Well, I appreciate it.